Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. My name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I am currently working as a Flutter developer at Deloitte, Sweden, and I have worked as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I have also interned at a firm named AppScript where I was working as a Flutter developer. I am also an educator and instructor on Udemy and Unix where my Flutter development courses have more than 40,000 plus enrollments, so you can check them out as well. Now talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform that helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer, and they are also having 300 plus great companies who hire directly from Newton School, so you don't have to worry about the placement. They are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. And they are also having another amazing initiative known as Launchpad where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost, so you can go through those courses, learn the things which are being taught and also get a certificate of completion for the same. So you can check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description, and I would definitely suggest you to do so. So in this video I am going to show you the implementation of state management in our Flutter application, that is the counter app, and for this video we are going to use the GetX package which is available to us. People also use GetX for route management, but in this video I am going to cover only about the state management side of the GetX package. And if you want another video where I have to cover about the route management thing of GetX, then make sure to comment that down below. I'll be making another video on the same. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump directly to the code. So here you can see that I have switched my screen and I have opened the app which we have worked on in the previous video. So this is basically the app where I have shown you the implementation of another state management solution. So you can use that as well. And in this video I'll be continuing with the GetX state management solution and I'll be showing you the complete implementation for the same. So let's start by importing the package at first. So I'll be going on Google, would be typing GetX, and would be copying the code under the installing section and would be replacing that with this provider which is present over here. Hitting Ctrl S would be fetching the things for us, and apart from there in this counter.dart file we won't be needing this for now inside our project, so I'll be deleting this as well. So yeah, this file is deleted, and until this flutter pub-get command is running, let's just remove the part which we won't be needing for this particular video. So at first the thing which I won't be needing inside this is this counter, the final counter which we have created, and this print statement as well, so I'll be removing that. And inside the return we will be having the scaffold and the app bar as same, and apart from that I don't need this center, so I'll be removing this. Let me remove the body completely from here. And inside the floating action buttons we have a row which will be displaying floating action buttons, but for on press we are having the functions from counter, so we need to take care of that once we have created the particular controller for this. So we'll be making the on press commands run from there, and apart from that we can also like added the tooltip, the child and other properties which this floating action button is having. So I won't be going that much into the UI part. I'll be just covering the basic part which is generally going to be the implementation of the GetX, like implementation of the counter app with the help of this GetX controller or GetX state management solution which we'll be using. And apart from that, one more thing, like this GetX state management solution is also used for route management, so it is having various different properties which you can use. One of them is get.to, which will be like replacing the navigator.to or like navigator.push, which we are having the generic one from the Flutter out of the box. So we can use that as well, but I won't be going that much into that part. Yep, so let's start working on the same. And herein I need to first create the controller.dart file. So inside this controller I'll be creating a new file that would be with the name of controller.dart, and inside that controller.dart file we'll be having a counter controller which will be like having, or which will be extending the GetX controller. So I'll be importing GetX at first. It's get.dart I guess, and it's not showing me that as well. Let me just run this flutter pub-get command again, and most probably it should provide us with a suggestion of get.dart as well from this GetX package. and there it is. Now let's create the counter controller class. So class counter controller, and it would be extending the GetX controller as I already spoke about. So we'll be having this GetX controller, and inside this particular class we'll be having different functions or different properties. I'll call them functions because like we'll be using them for performing various different operations like the increment operator, increment operation, the decrement operation, or like the reset operation. But for like performing those operations we need a variable as well. So I'll be making a new variable of name count with the value as 0, and for the functions I'll be making increment one, which will be increasing the count by 1, and it will be then running the update which we have. So hovering over this update, you can see that it is coming directly from the get controller, so it will be updating the things dynamically. Similarly, I'll be copying it, and I guess here the typo is there, so increment over here, pasting it again, decrement, and this will be decreasing the value of count by 1, so count minus minus. Similarly, here we'll be setting the value of count equals to 0, and it would be reset. Yep, so it's looking fine for now. The controller.dart file is complete. So moving towards this particular main.dart file, so herein we need to remove the provider part as well, as we are not having any further imports for provider inside this file. And inside the home, as you can see over here, I have used a change notifier which was from the provider. So I'll be removing that part completely from this home, and for now our home will only be having the home page. So that error is also fixed, and now we need to replace the particular function calls which were from the counter initially. So we need to replace them, and we'll be making the calls to this controller functions which are available, like the increment function, the decrement, and the reset functions. But before making the calls to these functions, we need a particular variable through which we will be making the calls. So for that, I'll be creating a variable of type final. The type for it would be counter controller. I need to add L as well. Counter controller, and it will be having the name as underscore counter controller, and herein we'll be having a call from get, and we'll be putting the counter controller inside it. So get dot put, and it is not showing me. Yep, there it is. So get dot put, and here we'll be putting the counter controller which we have inside it. And now we can use this underscore counter controller for making the calls. So herein I'll be making the first call from here. So underscore counter controller dot increment, and it's showing me an error over here. I need to remove this const, replacing this counter with underscore counter controller dot decrement, and this would be replaced with underscore counter controller dot reset. And now all the errors have been gone away from our particular project. So here you can see over here that we don't have any more errors. We just need to stop the app and restart the app, because like it is showing us a bad state. So let me pause the video, and I'll be resuming the video once the app has restarted. So herein you can see over here that the app has restarted, and although the app has restarted, you can see that we are displayed with an instance of the counter controller being created and initialized. But if for now as well, if I'll be trying to click on this particular thing, so this won't be updating the data for us, because we haven't like made this material app as get material app, and apart from that we don't have any body as well where the particular data would be updated. So we need to do these two things as well. So let me do them quickly, and like we'll be adding the things after that. So at first I'll be adding a get before this material app, which will be making our app as a get material app. So whenever you are using the GetX plugin inside your Flutter application, then you need to have this get material app in place of the normal material app which we are having. So this is the first thing which we need to do. And now coming towards the second thing. So now the next thing which is remaining over here is the body part. So for that I'll be adding a center at first, and inside the center we'll be having a child over here. So this child will be having a get builder, because like we are having the widget type as a stateful widget. So that's why we need a get builder, which will be used for like building or updating the data on a dynamic basis. So for this builder, what it takes is a controller, and with the help of this we can like return a widget or display a widget, which will be going to be a text. So this text would be displaying data is and dollar underscore counter controller dot count, which is the variable which we created over there inside our controller dot dart file. And apart from that, we need to specify, or we can specify the type of this as well. So herein I'll be specifying it as counter controller. Like it's not necessary, but like it's always better to like specify the things, because this could provide you with an error. And herein we are getting another error, which let me see. So as we are returning a text, I am assuming that it is not giving us an error for the same. So it's expecting another. And floating action button is not defined over here, so let's remove it from here. I mean like removing the floating action button and adding it after this center. Now this should work. So now it should work, and let me hot restart so that all the things are set dynamically, and then we can and then I can show you the implementation as well. So herein you can see that after the particular hot restart command has been completed, so we are displayed that the instance of the counter controller and the instance for the get material controller has been initialized and created. And now when I am clicking on this particular button, so you can see over here that when I am clicking on this, then it is like running the particular thing and like updating the value. When I am clicking on reset, it is setting the value back to 0. But for increment it is not working, because I have added parentheses over here as well. Once I'll be removing those and I'll be hot reloading, so now this should work. So you can see over here, when I'm clicking on +1, it is increasing the value of the counter by 1, and it is updating that with the help of this get builder which we are having, which is displaying a text, and this text is having the value of this count from this counter controller which we have initialized over here. And when I'll be clicking on the minus, it will be reducing the value of it by 1, and clicking on this reset, it will be setting the value of that thing, the count variable, back to 0. So this is how you can implement a state management solution, that is the GetX state management solution, inside your Flutter project totally from scratch by using the get controller, or like extending your class with the GetX controller and implementing the functions inside those. And one more thing, like here you can see that I have a stateless widget over here. So I'm not updating the data dynamically with a set state or any other thing like that. And yeah, this is the implementation for the same. So I hope you got to learn something new from this particular video. If you did, then make sure to drop a like, comment down your views and what you learned from this video, and what would be the things which you would like to see in the upcoming videos. Share this video with the people in your community who want to learn Flutter, or who are like keen into Flutter, so they can also learn from these videos. Subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to a Flutter development course videos being posted on an every alternate day. And apart from that, make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. So they are doing amazing work, so make sure to give them a check as well. And yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. In the next video, we'll be most probably seeing another state management solution, and I'll be seeing you there. So yeah, thank you for watching.